What is up, everybody? J Nell here with my UFC 208 prediction video. I know it's been a while since I've been on time with the predictions, but here we go. It's happening this Saturday. I'm actually really excited for this, not because of the new, not only because of the new weight division, but because it's a pretty stacked card, even the prelims. So check them out now. Let's get into it. First up, I'm choosing Dustin Poirier to beat Jim Miller, although I'm very nervous about that pick. It can go either way. The fight starts standing. I believe that that's where Justin is best. I believe he'll be quicker. He has quicker hand speed, quicker foot speed. I believe he has more tools standing, and if he can keep it at length, I think he can win the fight standing, even possibly work his way to a knockout maybe later on in the fight. I also think the later the fight goes, the more in favor of Dustin that it goes. Now, I'm nervous about everything that I just said because we have Jim Miller here on the other side. And as you know, Jim Miller's kind of a wild man. He's got that controlled chaos. He's learned to spread out his initial barrage, even though he will still start very strong and very aggressive. He has black belt in Jiu-Jitsu. He's very smart with his submission. Sometimes he's overly aggressive. Sometimes he slows down towards the end of the fight. That's why I say the longer the fight goes, the more in favor of Dustin Poirier. I'm getting over a cold if you can't already tell, so I apologize if I start coughing or something. So I believe the longer the fight goes on, the more in favor of Dustin. If it goes to the ground, and unless it stays on the ground for majority of the fight, then he'll begin to wear Dustin down. So the more in favor will be of Jim. So this can go either way. This is a heck of a way to start off a card. So don't blink on this one. Going with Dustin Poirier. Now, I'm choosing Glover Teixeira to beat Jared Cannonier. Although that's going to be a good fight as well. The underdog's been winning lately. I've been wrong lately, but I believe that Glover has faced a higher level of competition throughout his career. I think it will stay standing, and I think he's a smarter stand-up fighter. I think he has more tools standing up. I think he's got the dirty boxing to follow on as well. Again, a great chin. He got knocked out by Rumble Johnson. So I'm going with Teixeira. Now, I'm choosing Jacare Souza to beat Tim Boetsch. Kind of the same thing. He's faced a higher level of competition the whole time. He's got more tools to me, standing up and on the ground. Tim Boetsch is a wrestler first, and he has a one-handed quitter, and anyone can be knocked out. But I think that Jacare will be faster than him, and I think he just simply has better technique than he does standing and on the ground. So, but again, I've been wrong lately. I'm nervous about all my picks going with Jacare Souza. Now, the hardest for me to call, the co-main event, we have Anderson Silva, the Spider, the Legend, against Derek Brunson. And Derek coming off of a loss, coming off a loss against Whitaker, and Anderson coming off of a couple of losses, even though it's weird. He lost to Daniel Cormier. That fight was short notice, really wasn't supposed to happen. And Daniel's bigger than him as well. He went up a weight class. But he looked good. He survived that fight. He even had Daniel in trouble like one time. But he actually looked decent in the fight. He looked like he could keep going. So, Derek Brunson. I do believe that okay, so Derek Brunson might be physically stronger than him. He's got that wrestling base. He's got that fundamental strength. So I think that there might be some positions up against the cage, maybe the dirty boxing, maybe on the ground, where he might be able to muscle Anderson up against the cage, muscle his way out of a submission attempt, something like that, because he's very, very strong. He also has that one hitter, quitter, and he's getting better and better with his striking. Every time we see him, he gets overzealous. He is a little too aggressive. His stand-up game to me is rough. It's not as clean it's definitely not as clean as Anderson Silva's. Anderson Silva's got some of the slickest, most accurate striking. That's why he has such a low production, because he's got such a high accuracy. So it's super rough compared to Anderson Silva, who has a knife and a sword with his striking techniques. He's got more diversity of techniques on the feet with his Muay Thai. He's got a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu as well. Of course, he's faced a higher level of competition forever. Do you not know who Anderson Silva is? Okay, so, but he's what, 40 now? 41. So this is the winter of his career. So this is when guys are getting them. They're coming in, they're trying to make a name off of the dying lion, basically. So we'll see what he has left here. I do believe that he might be able to bait Derek Brunson into getting over aggressive, into a brawl, which would favor him. as long as he survives that first round. He can't really take it off. The old Anderson Silva, he would take off the whole first round. He would lose first rounds all of the time. And just so he could see what his opponent's going to do offensively and how they defend himself. And then you notice he would turn it on as the fight went on, and then he would usually finish them, quite frankly. In his latter years, he can't do that. He falls behind in the first round if he does that, and is working from behind like in the Michael Bisping fight. So he can't do that now. So maybe he'll take a minute off in the first round and then start his offense, but you can't do that anymore. Not with Derek Brunson. You don't want to get knocked silly by some of these hits. You don't want him leaning on you against the cage. He's real good at wearing his opponent down by leaning on him with the dirty boxing against the cage. I think that Anderson is a slicker fighter. I just think he's been through more. He's more experienced, so he has more tricks up his sleeve, and I think he might be able to bait Derek into being emotional and over aggressive, which favors him. It's just a matter of, can he do it quickly? Can he do this first round? Because it's only a 3-round fight, and I don't want him to get behind, so I don't know. But I'm gonna go with Anderson Silva. So anyway, let's move on before I change that pick, because I don't know. Now, main event, and we're creating a new division, a new title, a new women's division, the featherweight champion of the world. And the two ladies fighting for this belt are the former UFC bantamweight champ Holm and Germaine De Randamie. And I actually think this is going to be a good fight. One, I think both ladies getting this opportunity in a new weight class with a main event spot on a pay-per-view are going to want to put on a show. Holm coming off of some losses, Germaine getting this opportunity. She's hungry, she's ready. Let's talk about Germaine first. Germaine has too many Muay Thai titles to count, quite frankly, in over 7 different countries, multiple ones in Europe, multiple weight classes as well. So that is her thing. She needs to start first. She's going to have to find a way to get inside of Holm's range. She actually has the 2-inch reach advantage on the hands and the feet with the leg kicks. She's going to need to utilize all of that. Now, some Muay Thai fighters are a little bit flat-footed, but the new breed of Muay Thai fighters glide. And she gonna need to glide. She gonna need to glide. Now, don't chase Holm. She's a boxer. She will counter that ass, okay? So don't chase her. You're gonna have to glide and walk her down. Trap her into close positions. But you need to get close to Holm. And you have the 2-inch reach advantage. So if you play this right, you have the right movement, you can get in on Holm, especially with the reach advantage. Get her against the cage, get her into dirty boxing, because I think that's where Germaine will be best. The dirty boxing, the close quarters fighting, where her Muay Thai and her knees and all that can be really effective, because in space, let's talk about Miss Holm. Miss Holm has too many boxing and kickboxing titles to count in multiple weight classes. She was ranked #1 in boxing in 140, 147, and 154. So I was like, oh, wait a minute. No wonder she had been saying the last couple of fights that the 135 weight cut was too much. The women don't cut weight like the men do. And if she was fighting all the way up 154, yes, the 135 was too much for her. So I actually expect to see a better Holm. I expect to see a quicker Holm, a stronger Holm, a more comfortable, more relaxed, a little bit looser, quicker, so maybe she'll open up quicker. You know, Holm, sometimes she can be a little womp womp and point her way to a victory, which we could very well see that. She might point her way to a victory here. But hopefully she'll open up quicker. She wants to stay on the outside. I do believe she'll be able to boot her up from the outside and set her up from a kick, for a knockout, possibly with the kick or even with the hands. She has knocked out people with her hands before. But either way, I think this is going to be a great fight. I'm excited for the new division, and I want to see Holm win. So I'm picking it for Holm because let's be honest, this division was created for Cris Cyborg. We were supposed to see Holm versus Cris Cyborg, and I still want to see that. As I've said in the past, I believe Holm has the skill set to possibly beat Cris Cyborg. So I don't want to take anything away from Germaine. She could possibly win this, but I want Holm to win because I want her afterwards, after she wins, I want her to say, Cris Cyborg, get it together, me and you. Me and you. She won't say that, but I would love it. So I'm calling it for Holm, but it should be a good fight. Let me know all of your picks, any injury updates. Let me know what you think about the new division, what you think about the Cris Cyborg situation. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. I'm now on Snapchat. Subscribe, like, talk to me, take care, and goodbye.